All right, so this is 5.2a, but I'm calling this day 2 because I'm separating 5.2 into 2 separate days. Okay, so piecewise functions. I have 2 pieces of graphs. I need to graph both of them and decide, what the restrictions are and how to graph the restrictions. I highly recommend you use pencil right now because we do erase some of the line. Okay. So here's what I've got. I've got f of x equals x minus 2, which is 1x minus 2. And this has to be less than 1, less than or equal to. That's going to be a closed circle at 1. And my line is going to have to go to the left side. I only care about seeing the line on the left side. So less than 1. Negative 2x plus 3. And my rule is x has to be greater than 1. That's going to be an open circle because it's greater than. Recap. Less than, greater than are an open circle. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to is a closed circle. Okay. So I have to graph both equations on this graph, and they're both in y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to graph the first one. And I'll make it super clear. Y equals 1 over 1x minus 2. And y equals negative 2 over 1x plus 3. Those are my 2 equations that I have to graph. I put 1s in the denominator for my slope so that you would remember slope is rise over run. And if I'm not given a denominator, then your denominator is 1. So here we go. Begin at negative 2 and then rise 1, run 1. So begin at negative 2. And again, I'm going to have to erase some once I look at my restrictions. Rise 1, run 1. And I want you to go in both directions. So you're just making dots. I want you to reverse it left, up. Okay. Let's look at my restrictions before I draw the line. X is less than or equal to 1. Here's 1. That means that I only want to see the line to the left. So it's going to go down like that. And I don't care about the dot at 2 or the dot at 3. So I'm done with the first one. Now let's do this one. If my slope, y equals negative 2x plus 3, if my slope is negative 2, that means I rise down 2 and I run 1 to the right, positive 1. The negative sign goes with the numerator. All right, begin at 3 and then rise and run. So begin at positive 3. That's my y-intercept. And I'm going to rise negative 2, run 1 to the right. Rise 2 down, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. I want to reverse it. So go back to my y-intercept and go up 2 and left 1. Up 2 and left 1. So you're making now, before I connect my dots, I need to look at my restrictions. My restriction says that I want x to be greater than 1. So I only care about the line larger than 1. That means to the right of 1. So I look at my dots. Here's 1, positive 1 on my x-axis. I only care, oh, and it's an open circle. So erase the ordered pair at the 1 and make this an open circle. And I only care about larger. So I'm going to just make my line going to the right. And I don't want anything at 0 or -1 or -2. So I need to erase these ordered pairs that I drew over here. My restrictions say it has to be bigger than 1. Open circle. Okay. Right here for today. Okay, so that's that one. And it says, over what part of the domain, well, that means my x-axis, where is my function increasing? Where is my line going uphill? Check this out. My line is going uphill right here, where my ruler is. That's the only place I have an uphill portion. Do you see how it's uphill? Because it's going up. The line's going up. And now I want to know between what numbers does my increasing line fall? Like, where is my line? In between what and what? So I have to make sort of like some lines to show, oh, it's in between this and this. Because my line goes down forever, that's going to be -infinity. But my line stops here at +1. So this increasing line is all the way coming from -infinity. Increase, 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 and it stops at 1. That means that I'm going to put -infinity, comma 1, and I'm going to put a bracket after 1 because it's a closed circle at 1 in the increasing line. My line increases, and it's increasing all the way down here from -infinity. Yes, increase, 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 increase. It stops increasing right there. That's 1. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's at 1. Now, I want to know also, where is my line decreasing? That's here, where my ruler is. It's going downward. Where does it start going downward? Where does my line begin going downward? What number? At 1. Is it an open circle at 1 or closed circle at 1? Open. That's a parentheses. So something I could add over here. Remember this over here? Parentheses is an open circle. A bracket is a closed circle. Bracket 1 from, and then my line, downward, downward, downward. Doesn't it go forever, right, to +infinity? Parentheses. Infinity always has a parentheses. So this increasing, decreasing just means, where's my line going uphill? Where's my line going downhill? Okay. All right. I want to do the one on the back page. Now I'm given a graph. So here's the deal. Find your y equals mx plus b for both lines. And then write the restrictions. Okay. Let's call this line A, and I'll call this one line B. Here's how I do this. I either write f of x or y equals. I do a special bracket, because I have to write two equations, y equals mx plus b. All right. Where do I begin on this line A? What am I beginning at? What's my y-intercept on my line A that's going uphill? Well, they're both going uphill. 2, 3, 3. So it's something plus 3. What's my slope? Rise over run. What is that? 1x. You don't have to put the 1 if you don't want. Okay, what's the restriction? It's got an open circle, and the arrow is pointing to the left. So I'm going to put a semicolon. I need to write the restrictions. X is what? Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. It's an open circle, and the only part of the line I can see is the one going to the left. Smaller. What's smaller? Less than or greater than? Less than. Should I do an open, should I do a line underneath my less than, or no line underneath my, no line underneath my less than? X is less than. And what number is it at? What is this number? 0. Good job. Line B. I need the y equals mx plus b. What's my y-intercept for my line B? -1. So -1 goes after my slope. I don't know my slope, though. Rise and run. Rise how many? 2 over 1. If you want to put 2 over 1x, you can, but 2x is also fine. Okay. All right, what's my restriction? Where's the line? Is my line greater than something or less than? Is it going to the right, greater than, or to the left, less than? Yeah. Greater than 0. Should I put a line underneath it? It's closed. Yes, I should put a line underneath it. X is greater than 0. Okay, I am done. I can put a closed bracket thing, parentheses there. Sometimes there's a closed parentheses bracket, sometimes there's not. Okay, next thing I need to talk to you about. I want to do some of these samples here on this page because I'm giving you something else for homework. All right, number 2. What am I going to do? Actually, let's do number 3 first, and then let's find the mistake that the guy made in number 2. All right, I need to put in number 3 my y equals mx plus b for both lines, and then I need to say what my restriction is. It obviously has to do with the 5. Check out these boxes. 2, 4, 6, 8. So every square is 2 spaces. Keep that in mind. Okay, let's do, I don't know, this one can be A, and this can be B. Line A. What's my y-intercept? What's my slope? Be careful with the slope. Every box is worth 2. Be careful. What's my y-intercept for line A? Negative, no, it's not a -4. It's in between 4 and 6. -5. Be careful with the slope, you guys. Here is another dot. What's that? Rise how many? Run how many? Every box is worth 2. Be careful. Rise 2. Run 2. Every box is worth 2. So what's 2 over 2? 1x. And look at where it is. This boundary line. It's at 5. Is it open circle? Open circle. Now, is the line less than or greater than 5? Less than, because it's going to the left. X is less than 5. And I'm done. Let's do line B. What was it called when a line was just plain old horizontal? Christian, don't volunteer anymore. What was it called when a line was just straight and horizontal? Was that, no, Christian, don't volunteer anymore. Or Frida, sorry. Yeah. This is called horizontal. You guys know how the horizon, there's that word, the horizon, like it's like looking at the horizon, the flat line, the sun sets on the horizon. When you see the sun setting by the ocean, you see the sun just going down over the flat line in the ocean. So that's horizontal, horizon, horizontal. Is this y equals or x equals? What am I on? What axis is this? This is the y and this is the x. I'm on the y-axis. So it's y equals, but there's no x. It's just y equals. Count the boxes. Every box is 2. 2, 4, 5. Y equals just 5. No slope. It's a horizontal line. And then it's a closed circle and it's going to the right. So closed circle going to the right. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. What do I put? Greater than or equal to. X is greater than or equal to 5. So good. Okay, number 2. This guy made a mistake. So we have to fix the mistake. First of all, let's find the mistake. Look at the first choice. Y equals 4 and y equals 3x plus 0. That's my 2 equations. Y equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is fine. X is less than or equal to 2. Is this open circle a less than or equal to? X is less than or equal to. Is an open circle less than or equal to? No, it's just supposed to be less than. There's the mistake. So it should say f of x equals 4. X is less than 2. And I'm going to draw that. Open circle. So you're just changing it. Oh, it should be an open circle. Okay, good. So he wrote the equation wrong. He didn't graph it wrong. Yeah.
It does say describe the error made when graphing.
Oh, okay. So he had this equation. He should have written x is less than or equal to 2. Okay, very good. The circle is wrong. It doesn't match up with the symbol. He graphed it and he put an open circle and he should have put a closed circle. Okay, let's make this closed then. Sorry, the equation has to stay as it is. It's the graph that had the mistake. And then 3x this is right because it's going to hit 0. That's fine. But x is greater than 2. He put a closed circle and he should have put an open circle. So put an open circle at the same spot. He just got the inequalities mixed up. So I'm supposed to graph the function. I don't need to rewrite the equation. The equations are right. It's the graph that was wrong. Thanks for that clarification. That's good. Okay, you graphed wrong. So we did 1, 2, and 3. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm giving you some practice work. I'm going to give you part of tomorrow's homework. Let me stop the video. Sorry.